Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana. It's a Saturday night. These days I have trouble keeping up with what night is what night. Everything seems, my hair is crazy. Lord, I need a diffuser. Uh, Everything seems to be running into everything. It's so hot. I have not been able to enjoy the summer like I would like to. In Georgia, it is so hot and humid. It may be 95, but feels like 100. Let me tell you. I would like some more rain to cool it down. I don't know what the temperature is like where you are. Yes, I'm messing with his hair. I do not have a diffuser. And the hair is everywhere. And hello to those in the bushes. As always, I appreciate you too. I would love for you to come up in the chat though. You don't have to say anything. You can just hang out. You can just hang out, socialize just with your energy. Nobody's expecting you to come up. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Dana, spit your words out. I appreciate everyone that comes through here. And yes, I'll say it now so I don't forget, because I might forget, not say it till later. Please like and subscribe. It is a free way to support this channel. It is a free way to support this channel and get it into the algorithms of YouTube, because it helps spit it out into the YouTube world so others will see that we exist. So others see that we exist. Hello, precious Renee Rons. Thank you for being here. You know we love and appreciate you. Hey, Marie Crumb. Thank you for being here as well. Hello, Paranormal Witch Willow. You've got a lot of work for your job. So proud of you with your new job. I decided, since we spoke about grief the other day, and still our thoughts on love are with Shoeless Steve, his wife Lisa, and honoring sweet little Mikaylah Ladybug. Our heart is with them for the loss. I decided it would be a good time. I did it a long time ago, way last year. But we know that YouTube has a way of knocking the days off from last year, that it would be a good time to speak about life after death. Life after death. And so I decided to speak about what is life after death. What is life after death? And my near-death experience, and what are your beliefs? When I had my podcast on iHeartRadio a few years ago, I spoke to a gentleman named Jeffrey Olson, and I may see if I can get him to come up here as a guest. He was in a car accident coming back from family holidays a few years ago. And during that trip, he nodded off just for a hair. Just for a hair. And the car veered. Another vehicle was coming. He tried to overcorrect a little bit, I believe. And when he did, the car veered off the edge of the road and it flipped. And when it did, his baby son flew out of the window, and his other son was injured in the back seat. Unfortunately, his wife was killed on impact, and he was pinned in the car and could not save his other son. It's a long story. And he had some experiences with some near death, and he had some experiences with his wife on the other side. It's a long, heartwarming story. He was in the hospital for a long time. And It is very compelling. Sometimes I think, well, maybe I can just play the interview, but it would be purely audio on YouTube. That's the thing. I would have to stop and start it and just be the moderator of the interview. But I want to see if I can get him live to tell the story himself. He wrote a book, Jeffrey Olson. There's a lot of people well known now and helping parents heal. Very well known. Dr. Eben Alexander. He's a very famous doctor that was supposed to not make it when he got a disease. I don't know if you've heard of him. Dr. Eben Alexander. That didn't even believe in our creator. YouTube doesn't like us to say the word God now. What? He definitely believes in the creator now. Because he went to the other side and saw a sister he didn't even know he had. And had some very beautiful experiences that were confirmed when he came back. So he has been a host with Helping Parents Heal Online that I recommended Shoeless one become a part of. So anyway, tonight I'm going to talk about my experience. I want to know about your beliefs. And we're just going to lay it out. Have questions, everything. Hopefully more people will roll in, I hope. Even if they don't, we'll lay it out. Some people don't believe it's possible. Look, I'm at the age now, I don't care if people believe me. I don't care if they believe me because I know what I experienced. I was a kid. I was 12 years old. And I was able to see individually what my mom was doing, my dad was doing, my brothers were doing. As I was traveling up, they were in different places. And I'm guessing I got to see that so I could tell my mom and it would give her evidence and give my dad evidence so they would believe me. And more happened along my lifetime to give me more evidence so as I grew into an adult, I wouldn't dismiss what occurred. You know what I mean? Because it would be easy to go, well, I was just 12 years old. Maybe I made it up. Maybe I don't remember right. Thank you, Renee. And after losing my Noah, I know more than ever why it had to happen to me. And even beforehand, because it opened certain gifts for me that made me better able to help my son, made me a better therapist. So let me throw down the intros before we go further. And if you're in the bushes watching and you'd like to be able to ask questions, I would love for you to come into the chat area. I almost made it subscribers only, but I hate it to do that. But anyway, let me throw down the intro. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, my hair needs more moisture. Looks like I stuck it in a socket. Because I didn't have a diffuser. It was all over the place. Okay, enough worry about the hair. What do we believe about life after death? What do we believe about it? What is it that we believe? Different religions believe different things. I respect everyone's religion. That's not a thing with me. And everyone calls their creator something else. That's not a thing with me. I respect everyone's religious beliefs. I respect what everyone calls their creator. And if everyone sits on the fence about what they believe, and if they don't believe anything, that's still their path to follow. I'm not going to hound them to death, because no matter how you hound a person, it's not going to change anything. Let me tell you why. They have to have their own experiences. They have to have their own experiences or hit their own rock bottom, or something has to occur in their life. Oh, thanks. Hey, James Money. Thanks, Renee. Something has to occur in their life to cause some kind of awakening, transition, something. The more you try to beat someone into some kind of realization or aha moment, the more resistant they will become. Because that is your way of thinking. That is your reality. That is your understanding. That is not fair. And you can agree with me or not agree with me. You can agree with me or not agree with me. People have to be seekers of their own spiritual path. They have to be seekers. They have to feel something within them is missing. And however they choose to get there, it is my opinion. Whatever road you take to get there is ultimately going to lead to the same place. Whether you call your creator Buddha or Jesus or whomever. And I'll explain to you why in a little bit. So that is why I respect everyone's belief system. Now, do I appreciate evil? Do I like it if someone's being evil or cruel or causing harm? No. No to the no, no, no. But I do believe there has to be some degree of darkness in the world. Do I like it? No. Without it, we do not appreciate the light. If everything was pure and perfect and angelic and whatever, humans would never grow. There would never be progression. Humans would never grow. There would never be lessons learned. There wouldn't. Everyone would become stagnant to a great level. I believe growth would not occur. People would not strive for things. People strive and push because there are levels of angst and people pulling people down. I mean, that's just the truth. Everyone is not good. If you didn't have to fight for certain things or fight against certain things, would you try as hard? Hey, Shelley. Let's be honest, would you try as hard if there wasn't some level of having to work for, work towards, work against the odds? Learn more, be better. If everything was perfect and there was no need to ever make an effort, what would we learn? That is the fortunate and unfortunate thing. So there has to be some level of right and wrong, dark and light, angst and joy. So, in that, some reasons for all things. Does it make it wonderful that it's that way? But Earth to me is a school. So, that's why I'm curious about people's belief systems. I have a brother that considers himself agnostic. I have to respect that. Do I wish he had a stronger belief system? Of course. Do I adore my brother? Yes, I do. And I have respect for him. And he does many good things for a lot of people. He does many good things for a lot of people. So we have to look at the individual, right? I know a lot of Christians that are very judgy people. They're very judgy people based on, not all Christians. I mean, I consider my Christian to a large degree, myself a Christian. But I know some Christians, I know many wonderful Christians. Many wonderful Christians. I know some Christians, the minute they hear someone is not a Christian, like if they heard my brother say he was agnostic, they would think he was evil. That's what I mean about judgy. See, I probably would think your baby brother's probably a sweetheart. But I'm saying there are some Christians, if they heard you were agnostic, they would probably be beating you in the face with scripture. And if you did not switch, they would think you were evil. You see what I'm saying? Judgy. Judging you based on your belief system or making you feel a certain way. And then turning around and drinking like hell on a Saturday night. I've seen that. Judging other people because of their beliefs, but turning around and drinking like hell on a Saturday night. And being kind of, inappropriate. So we have to watch how we treat people, how we judge people. So that is why I say, I don't care what your belief system is. It's how you treat people. How you treat people. Be quiet, phone. To me, it's how you treat people first and foremost. To me, speaks volumes. How you live in the world, how you treat people, how you walk the talk. Actions speak everything. Love is an action word. Love represents the creator of all things. And love is an action word. You can tell me you love me 20 times a day. But if you don't act out of love, the words mean zilch. The words mean zilch. I'd rather not hear the words. If you do not act out of love, rather not hear the words. So going back to life after death. When I was young, he judges you because you believe in God and heaven and the afterlife. Well, it's not your problem what he believes. Not your problem what he believes. And if he judges you, that's kind of his issue. And I don't care. I don't care what people think of what I believe anymore. And I even said that to my mother recently. I don't care what people think of what I believe because I know what I know. I know what I know what I know. I know what I know. I used to be highly afraid to talk about it. My mom made me afraid to talk about it. But I know what I know what I know. So when I was 12, and my dad was in radio, big guy in our area. Everybody knew him. When radio was big, you had your movie stars and your actresses and your singers, right? Big time, famous people. But at that time, you didn't have YouTube, and you didn't have TikTok, and you didn't have all this social media. But you had your DJs, movie stars, actresses, singers, and then you had your DJs. My dad had to change his last name because he was DJ. Johnny Holiday, right? This is Johnny Holiday on WRNT, RW whatever, because we'd move around in different radio stations. Atlanta and different places. We'd have girls calling our house when they found the number wanting to speak to Johnny Holiday. So people would find out who we were as kids. We didn't know these people. They knew who we were. So we couldn't get in trouble. People would find out. Back to our parents. So we had moved once again, and I'd gone from a elementary school where I had friends, I liked friends that knew me and loved me, to a school all of a sudden where, I was a new kid. Some kids loved me, some kids didn't, because I was the new kid, right? New kid with long, curly, different kind of hair, big eyes, and either you were loved or hated. I was miserable. I was bullied because I was the new kid. Different kind of hair, big eyes. And that was back when kids had the straight, shiny hair and the new kind of haircuts that were popular. And I was very skinny at the time with the big hair, big eyes. And getting the new nicknames that you hated, go home crying. So there were these older girls, 15 and 16. Some of you have heard the story, some of you have not. And my mom knew their aunt. Oh, thank you, Renee. My mom knew their aunt, and they were going to have a slumber party. And they invited me to spend the night. Maybe they were 14, 15, 16, but I was 12. Okay, we already see the problem here. We already can see the problem here. I was 12 with teenagers, but I was so desperate to make new friends with anybody, and I was already at a new school where they were giving me hell. My mom let me spend the night because she knew their aunt. And I did. and we went to a scary movie that had snakes in it. I was scared. One of the old girls uh, said she liked my shirt, but she let me wear her shirt, and I thought it was really cool. It had the cool sleeves and the lace around the front. So we go to the movie, and it was scary, and we come back, and they decide they want to play a game called the Pass Out Game. Where the adult was, I do not remember. I don't remember where the adult was. Were these girls drinking? I don't know. I wasn't, but they wanted to play the Pass Out Game. Well, of course, I was the tiniest one there. I was the tiniest one there. And you would squat down like a frog, and you would breathe really fast. They told me, squat down like a frog, breathe really fast, like a dog, they told me. And I did. And then you jump up, and when you jump up, she's going to grab you around your lower chest and hold you real tight. And you might pass out, like go to sleep. I'm 12. I'm thinking, oh, cool. I didn't understand. Pass out. Like go to sleep. That's, pass out, go to sleep. So they did, and I did. And, most of the girls did it. Didn't last but a second. Didn't scare me. And we play this game, la la la, no big deal. So I'm sure they did it to me a few times. That can't be good for the brain. The next day, I lived in a neighborhood, and it wasn't like part of it was for the richer people. Part of it was for the richer people. Across the highway, I lived on the side that was for the more middle class people. You know those neighborhoods. You know the neighborhoods. One side's for the rich people. The other side's more for the regular middle class people. So the next day we go to the golf course, and on that particular day, I don't know if they were working on the golf course or what they were doing, but there were not golfers out there. And so they decided to play outside, and they want to do it one more time. And there's a girl in the group. She was bigger, and she wanted to do it. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. So when I jumped up, she grabbed me, and this time this girl didn't let go. She didn't let go. And I passed out all right. So from what they told me, she didn't let go. She didn't let go. And I think this girl was a bit of a bully. And the girls were screaming at her to let go, said I was dangling in the air. And changing colors. And they couldn't tell me how long. And that I went limp. And by the time they let go, that I was still a color, and they couldn't get breath, and they couldn't feel my heart. And my experience was I could feel myself go up, and I was looking down at the girls shaking somebody and hitting someone on the face. And I was like, what are they doing? And I could see myself looking down at them thinking, what am I looking at? Who are they doing that to? And then I'm seeing all of the trees and the golf course and feeling that feeling, like that whoosh feeling, like when you're on a ride, like when you're on a like that whoosh feeling inside. And I look up and I'm moving up faster and I look down again and I can see my mom in the kitchen and I could see my dad in his office and I could see my brothers playing ball in somebody's backyard and my little brother was little and my other brother was trying to help him. My mom had the phone in her ear at the sink. I usually did the dishes, but I wasn't home. She was at the dishwasher. Mm. And then all of a sudden I saw everything moving further away. And then light and more light and more light. Feeling like that. It feels like a tunnel, but it's not really a tunnel. It's still that whooshing feeling. And then the light so brilliantly blinding. Um, it's like a blinding bright. Sorry. It's it's blinding and it's bright. It's the most blinding bright light you could ever imagine, but it doesn't hurt your eyes. And it feels like it's moving faster and faster and bigger. And then as you move into it faster, you see images of they're angels, but they're huge, vastly taller than us. Think 7, 8, 9 taller than us feet. You'll have to forgive me because I feel it again. I feel it again. Some of them can be what feels like up to 14 feet tall, and the love of them is overwhelming. And they don't have wings like we think of, okay? If they want to make their presence known to us on Earth, you might get a stray feather, but they don't have wings like we think of. They look kind of like wings, but they're made of light. They're made of light. They're massive and they're made of light. And they can spread um, what looks like 50 feet wide or wider, depending on the angel. And they accompanied me forward. And the light is just so warm and welcoming. I didn't feel fear. I was a little confused because I didn't know really where I was at the moment, because I didn't understand how I went from the golf course to there. But then I kind of understood that I was I understood that God was there because God had a booming voice that was like a a booming, explosive whisper at the same time. It was super loud, but it didn't hurt, but it was still like a whisper at the same time that reverberated throughout my home, my body. I still had a body, but it wasn't a body. I could see through my body. I could see through my body. I was glowing. I could see through my body. And I could feel vibration. I could feel vibration through everything. Everything had vibration, like different tones. Everything had vibration. But it didn't bother me. Everything had vibration. But God wasn't a person then. God was massive energy of light. So massive. So massive. God was massive energy of light. So big. So big. Everywhere. 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 Everywhere I looked. And I was cocooned in it. And I didn't feel like he was a he or a she. Could be anything. Could be anything. And although massive light encompassing everything, everything around me, everything could be anything. I needed him or her to be at any given moment. If God wanted to come upon earth and be a man or a woman or an angel at any given moment, all powerful, all of this energy and this light that was covering everything, anything was possible. Anything. Do you understand? Anything was possible. All powerful, everything. And I was in the midst of it, cocooned in this magnificent, unconditional, overwhelming, the most love, this inconceivable, inexplicable, moving through every cell of everything I could feel in a way I had never, ever, ever felt, ever. And in this very moment, I have never felt. But I can feel right now. I can feel right now. And just can move through every human, everything, every plant, every animal, everything, and connect to every being at any moment. Do you understand? Any moment, moment, any moment, any moment. Any moment. So humbling. And then I was able to see a glimpse, a glimpse of the most beautiful colors that I've never seen, pure colors I've never seen to this day, that I don't even know a name for, colors that reverberate, light exudes from the inside out, pure, effervescent, rich, the richest colors, and plants from everywhere that don't belong together. And there's animals and there's birds. And there was a creek, like a lake. No, it's not a lake. It's a moving body of water and stones and flowers just blooming, and everything had this vibration, a different one, and I had a vibration. And when they all sound together, you would think it would just bother you, but they belong together, and it's like this light song, and they shift with any subtle movement perfectly. And I was just in humbled awe, and that love like moves through you like a breeze. And thoughts are transmitted from the Creator just through your mind. And everyone has a job. Everyone chooses to have a job. Everyone chooses something they're passionate about. They're passionate from love to help people on that side, souls. And you can choose to look like souls. You can choose to look like people. You can create your own heaven, so to speak. If you feel you want a house, you create it through thought, and it's like an energy thing with the colors and stuff, and it can feel solid to you. And if you want to change it just through thought, it changes. And my friend who passed created her own like beach house. I know Noah now helps people, children that died suddenly and tragically. That's the job he chose. But out in the distance, I could see a building, and my 12-year-old self didn't understand why there's a building. But remember, my 12-year-old self couldn't understand why there's a building there. Why is there a building? And it had columns and carvings. And God said, that's where people come when they don't expect to die. Like when it's tragic, that's where people come when they don't expect to die. And they have to rest for a little while. Okay. I find out more later. But I didn't understand that building. And then he says, I say he. He is everything, okay? All of that, because I didn't see a person. He was all of that light and that energy, which shocked me because I'll tell you later, it Look, right now I'm all electric, okay? I'm electric all over right now. Gives me the message you are to lead with love and kindness. I'm 12. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm going through a rough time because more was going on in my life at home. And kids were being mean to me at school. I'm going through a rough time. I'm not a leader. And again, you are to lead with love and kindness. And I'm like, okay. I will lead with love and kindness. And I hear, you will make me proud. I love you. And next thing I know, bam! I'm going back in my body. And they're still trying to shake me and they're crying. Moving my body, trying to get me to come out of it. And I'm coughing and trying to wake up, and my throat's sore and scratchy. I don't know what all and they were, we thought you were dead. We thought you were dead. Don't tell anybody. We're going to be in trouble, and all of this stuff. You were gone for, I don't, one person said 5 minutes, no telling, right? They were teenagers. You're home bruised and everything else. Telling my mom, you can't tell anybody this happened. You can't tell anybody what you saw. You are never to talk about this. My mom was more concerned about the fact I died and came back and what I saw. Specifically when I was able to give her details of where they were. And because it was her friend's nieces. Right now, my body feels full of electricity. So, I didn't know how, I was confused, overwhelmed. I knew what I'd experienced. I started having weird gifts open up. I already had gifts before that. But the gifts started coming on bigger. I already saw people from the other side before that. Things started revving up. My brothers played ball. I went to the library because I felt like I had no support. This gave me anxiety because things started happening more. I got a book called Life After Life. Why a 12-year-old would end up with that book is beyond me. It was by Raymond Moody. This made me I had a lot of friends. Don't get me wrong, I was a cheerleader, runner, swim team, all that stuff. I kept them at arm's length. Because I was able to tap into people's thoughts after this. So much more, and it just made me keep people at arm's length to a large degree. Had a lot of anxiety. Couldn't talk to people about any of this stuff. Read that book, flash forward. We were in North Carolina. We moved to Georgia. I changed my I changed my uh, degree from dance and journalism. I was in the school of dance. Wanted to be a professional dancer. Went into psychology and sociology because my urge to help people was greater. I ended up in a class in psychology. It said staff. And lo and behold, one of the professors was Raymond Moody and Dr. William Roll, who would later go on to test my abilities. I dodged him for 10 years. I dodged him. He's now passed. He passed away about 5 to 7 years ago. I dodged him for 10 years. He was able to finally test me by a fluke when Eden was 5 years old. He was finally able to test me. I have a friend who's a Ph.D. in Japan that can vouch for that. But he was finally able to test me. Actually, I've got a couple of books he signed. Um, I didn't. He outed me. Actually, I never wanted any of that. But anyway, a lady that was like my second mother, who I lost about probably 12 years ago. One of my professors talked me into doing a shared death experience with her because she was lingering and we didn't know why she wasn't letting go. I was scared, but at the same time, I wanted to help her. So she walked me through the steps to do the shared death experience. I held her hand, went into a deep meditative state, went back into the light with her carefully. There are things you have to do very carefully before you do this. And because I'd had a near death experience, it made me the proper person to do it. I always say my prayers, do specific things to be super careful. I call upon my angels, I guard myself, and I went into the light with her. When people go to the other side, unless they're children, they go around to about the age of 30 if they're older. She had already dropped to the age of 30 and looked great. She had a scarf around her neck. She was delayed because there were certain people that she wanted to come by her bedside before she let go. She needed to make some kind of amends with them or they with her. One was her ex-husband, one was her son. So I made these things happen by doing that shared death experience with her. So, and this is all a true story. So in the end, all the people that love had come to her house. So in the end, her brother had left and gone to a hotel because he couldn't wait any longer. And finally, at the last, I went into the tunnel with her carefully. I was not going to go past, I call it a tunnel, it's not a real tunnel, the tunnel of light with her. And when I got to the end with her, she had on the scarf and what appeared to be like all I can say is like it was like a Cinderella type carriage came forth with no horses or anything, but it had angels sort of guiding it. And within it was her mother and her stepfather and her father with a rose. So as she started to leave, she gave me love and moved on. And then the next thing I know is the image shifted and she showed me where she was able to create her home on the beach. And then she was sitting on the sand with her arms wrapped around her knees, showing me the ocean. And she wanted to communicate with me the fact that you can create your own heaven, so to speak. And you do it basically telepathically. She wanted to communicate these messages with me. Basically, on the other side, it is gorgeous already, but you can shift your space any way you want to. Any way you want to through creation or thought process. I mean, it's very simple. Everything's done energetically. You can put in what you call the handiwork. If you wish, you can do the physical work if you wish and feel that process. Just as you can create what you wish to appear as a physical body. All of it's energetic thought form. Or you can just be in your soul body, in your energetic space. We all have a resonance. We all have that energy. That's why I'm always telling you, we are energy. We are energy. We use these bodies as vehicles on earth. But on the other side, we are souls, energetic bodies. But if we wish something to be or look or something a certain way, your heaven is yours to create. But there's still a beautiful heaven that is a millionfold what earth looks like. Do you understand? Everything is amazing and beyond this. It's just like walking through a door. It's like transitioning through a doorway. Just like this is school and we have jobs here. And love is the answer. Love is the answer. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. I'm always in a learning phase. I feel like my job is like servant leadership. Am I making mistakes? Yes, I am. Do I feel like I still have a lot to do here and I want to honor my children and I want to serve others? I feel like I'm healing when I'm helping people. When I see there's something I've done and it's brought healing to somebody or it's helped somebody, that is like the best feeling ever, ever to me, to me. Thank you, Arseny. Same back. So when I say I created this channel because I genuinely and sincerely want to help, I really mean that. Do I get frustrated that I haven't hit past 1,000 subs so I can do what YouTube wants me to do? Yes. It's because I'm not a drama channel. And I don't know what to do to make things better, but I'm trying to follow my heart and my gut. I genuinely want to make a difference. And my integrity is everything, and I have a hard time doing things just to follow the pack. After I had the experience as a little girl, I didn't know what to do with all of that. And every day, this is so crazy, every day it had me saying my prayers, blessing everybody in my family, both sides, everywhere. If I thought I missed somebody, I'd start all over again. You don't know what to do with all of that. And then you think, oh, I'm very weird. I'm very weird. So then you have all kinds of anxiety and you're like, who am I? What was this? What do I do with this? What am I supposed to do with my life? It makes for a weird life because it opens up all kinds of little weird gifts in you. Nobody teaches you what to do with that. There's nobody to go to. You try to hide it. It makes you an anxiety ridden kid into a person. And it took me a very long time and hitting the right people as I got older. But then I had Noah. I wasn't supposed to have kids. And then I have this beautiful child that's very rare, that's not able to speak to me, except on a rare occasion I might get a word out of him, and you would think somebody gave me $1 billion, right? Getting a rare word, you'd think somebody gave me $1 billion to hear that. The most beautiful smile, the most patient kid, and you knew he understood certain things because you could read it. It's like he and I had telepathy. And then I learned where there were certain, if something wasn't wrong in his body, I learned I could feel when something wasn't right in his body. Um, it was just those certain gifts I got when I was 12. Having Noah was the aha moment. Then I understand why I got some of those gifts because whatever was awry with Noah, thank God I got those gifts. Thank God then. Sorry, YouTube, for saying the God word. Then I understand why I got some of them. It helped me keep him alive. Then I was happy I got some of them because I was medically able to diagnose and know when things were wrong, know what he was feeling, be able to read some of his thoughts. Thank God. Thank God. And the fact that I got the message he was coming when I wasn't able to have kids, thought I wasn't able to have kids, what a blessing. I have never been so thankful to have a person in my life ever. And when I lost him, the fact that I am able to connect with him after the fact, thank God. Now I understand why I had the near death experience. I would not have survived losing him. Is it still hurt that he's not here? Yes, it does. But the signs and some of the things and feeling connected to him, bittersweet. When I do cherry pick, when I do have people that want me to help them with people on the other side, I cherry pick now. I have to. I have to protect my energy. But when I'm able to help people and it helps with their healing, it helps my heart. But, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself to be a good servant, to be a good conduit. You know, the healing work. When people come back and it has helped heal something, I'm grateful. I'm so humbled and grateful because it's not coming from me. I'm a conduit. So I had the right people come to my life to say, you're not crazy, these gifts are real, and we support you. So I'm appreciative. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to have the gifts and think, okay, you really do and you're not crazy. All the people that go searching people out, saying, hey, do you want me to do this for you? Do you want me to give you a reading? Don't ever accept it because if they're seeking you out, they're frauds. If they're knocking on your door to do it, they're frauds. Don't ever accept it. But anyway, those are mostly my experiences. I'm sure I left out details. Humbling, overwhelming. I know there is a creator greater than ourselves. I know for a fact. Um, I know for a fact. I still respect everybody's beliefs. Everybody still ends up at that same look. And the Big Bang, guess what? It was still kicked off by the Creator. It was still kicked off by the Creator. Look at every little detail of everything that was created. When you put it under a microscope, it's amazing. It's amazing. The body itself, how everything connects to everything and works for everything, it's amazing. And when you see someone take their last breath and you feel the soul leave their body, that energy and that soul, it still lives. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Love never dies. We can choose to come again or we can choose to stay. There are always jobs to pursue if you want them, and it's passionate. It's something you're passionate about. Love is at the center of everything. Love is the greatest power. And when I tell all of you that I love and care about you, I mean it. Unless you're somebody that comes in here with hate or trolly or wants to hurt somebody. I wish you the best, and I'll send you the love of the Creator so you can get better. But when I say I genuinely care about all of you, I really do mean that. So I didn't mean to talk y'all's ears off. But that is where I'm coming from. Any thoughts or your experiences or questions? I'm so glad, Renee. You have been sorely missed. Sorely missed. My goal here is always love and care and support. Sometimes we'll get goofy. You're most welcome. I mean, there may be a star out there that I might want to break down psychologically to try to make a point about certain causes or whatever in psych. I try to veer away from housewives because that's beat to death. And the housewives have gotten way dark. I try to veer away from housewives. But if there's a star or someone that you think has a psychological issue or you know of, we can break them down. I want to connect spiritual and psychological and stuff that way, but I'm trying to expand what we talk about in here. I just don't want to do housewives. There's just too many housewife channels. But I felt it was important. I haven't spoke on my NDE in a very long time, but it's part of how I became the way I am. You know, a little weird, a little flaky, a little left of center. I think a lot of maybe the creators on YouTube might not get me or might not understand me. I don't know. It's possible. But that's been a massive chunk of my life. I know my little brother understands me. My older brother, I think deep down he understands me, but because he's agnostic, he's a little bit. He loves me very much, but he kids with me, right? Virginia Woolf says, Jordana, you have me thinking about how, and if everything happens for a reason, what happened to you seems like it was meant to be, and that things that happen to all of us. Yeah, it's almost like as more time goes on, if you reflect back on your life, sometimes pieces and parts connect. Thank you, Renee Rod. Love you so much. Kind of like when my husband, oh, this is weird. Like I said, my husband and I accidentally met on the net. He had been on a contract with Sprint in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Now I was living in Georgia. He'd just come back from that contract to Georgia. I grew up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, mind you. He had leased a house in the neighborhood I grew up in. He had proof. It was at my piano teacher's house. He had tried to lease my house I grew up in, not knowing me. Not knowing me, we didn't know each other. He had proof, he had pictures and a bill. When he came back to Georgia, he lived 20 minutes from me. He wanted to meet me. I said, okay, I'll meet you. I'm not dressing up. I'm paying for my own food, and don't think you're going to get lucky because you're not, and I'm breaking my child. So I did. I wasn't interested in a relationship with anybody. So after the meal, I shook his hand. He was really nice. He asked me could he have a hug, so I hugged him. He said, where are you going next? I said, I'm going to Walmart. I have to pick up a few things. We go in Walmart. Bless Noah's heart. The lights caused a seizure. He jumped right in to help him like he knew what to do. Noah threw up a little bit after the seizure. He jumped in and started trying to clean him up. Bless him. I was very impressed with that. I felt bad. So I helped him clean him up. We go in Walmart. He tries to buy him a little outfit. I wasn't going to let him. He just met me. So I bought him an outfit. We start to leave, and he wants to come over sometime and have a cookout. So I invite him for a cookout, and I invite my friend Doris, the one I did the shared death experience with when she was dying. She was very impressed with him. Come to find out, he and Noah both have stork bite birthmarks on the back of their neck in the same place that looked almost identical. I was shocked. And see, I'd had to come to Jesus talk with God days before saying, he needs to be this. And by the way, I have a thing for European men. Do you think you could do that? Stephen was born in Denmark. I'm just trying to make long story short. We've been married almost 21 years. I'm telling you, in the big picture of things, if you really look at your life, sometimes things happen for a reason. And when I tell you certain occasions, Noah makes his toys go off and they say things are not programmed to, I'm not lying. And I videoed them, and I'm going to try to video them again when they happen again. People can think I'm cuckoo, but at this point in my life, I don't care. I do not care. 12-year-old Dana would have cared. I would have cared all day long. Thank you, Renee. It'll be 21 in November. I'm getting old. I'm getting so old now. But I had to share that with you all. Things are much different than people expect. Everybody that comes in here, it's good energy. It's supporting and it's loving and it's caring and it's healing. And we care about what happens in people's lives. And we understand that there is more going on than just meets the eye. You know, people want to say, well, if I can't touch it and I can't feel it, it doesn't exist. Yeah, Marie, I did play those. Everybody hasn't seen them, but I did play those. There's more than meets the eye. You can't touch love. You can't touch love. You can't physically touch the Creator, but I'm going to tell you, look, me telling you all, sharing it with you all tonight, I was seeing and feeling things again, after all of this time. You know your experience is real when you can talk about it and see it and feel it again after a long time. I can talk to you about my dinner yesterday and not see it, smell it, or feel it. You get what I'm saying? Have you all questioned what it's like in the afterlife? And for anybody that wonders if you can take a trip flying, you can. You don't need an airplane. You don't need an airplane. Or you can just think about where you want to be and be there. You fly, or you can think about where you want to be and be there. It's like teleporting. You can teleport. And you can also have part of your energy there and part of your energy to visit family. Yeah. And there's a movie that reminds me some, not all, some of the other side, called What Dreams May Come. Some, just some, a little. But the other side is vastly better. I'll share a little, and just let me say it again, just a tiny bit of the other side. Not a great bit, a tiny bit. Let me know if you can see this, okay? Tell me if you can see it. Can you see it? Hello? Can you see this? Yes or no? Tell me, can you see it? I'm gonna sing to you until you tell me. Tell me, can you see it? Okay, you saved them, Virginia Woolf. Okay. Now I gotta go back and click. Click. It reminds me a little of it. I don't like this part.
I'm a doctor. Don't move.
The moment that comes for everyone.
Oh, I don't like this part. I don't like this part. Fair play, fair play, fair play.
Has come for Chris Nielsen.
You've died, Chris.
If heaven is a place where
See
you
all
know
the colors?
only joy.
The colors are better.
Boy, I screwed up. I'm in dog heaven.
You're creating an entire world here, from your imagination, from anything you want.
Where you feel no more fear.
I'm gonna drown.
You can't. You're already dead.
Oh.
And anything you can imagine is real.
It's your world!
Could you let go of the love you left behind?
I need Annie. That'll change in time.
Time does not exist here. And wherever it went, it's not gonna make me need Annie any less.
And how far would you go
Never see.
I miss him.
Soulmate.
to get it back?
I can
Robin Williams.
Your wife, love you is strong.
You just kept me there.
Robin Williams.
It's not about understanding. It's about not giving up.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
You're fine. You can do it. I believe in you.
Annabella Sciorra.
I'm still here, babe. I still exist.
What dreams may come.
Okay, I was trying to show you mainly because of the colors. Okay, I need that video to quit. I need it to quit. I wanted to show you mainly because of the colors, not the other parts. I do miss Robin Williams. Was it really Renee Ron? Did you ever get to see him? But the colors that I try to explain are, can you imagine if all colors are like flowers and stuff like that, had lights coming out from the inside? But anyway, What Dreams May Come is a good movie, but it wouldn't be like that. Does anyone have any questions? Want to share a belief or an experience that you had? Anybody? You wish what, Renee? Oh, you wish you got to meet him? Yeah. San Francisco looks cool every time I see it. And I see the hills going like that, and I think, whoa, I don't know if I could drive on those kind of hills. I think that every time I see those hills in San Francisco in movies. But I did want to share the experiences that I have had, and I did want to say that my experiences of the Creator is that the Creator can become whomever is needed. Or even, whatever religious figure is needed, actually. If someone wanted to see Buddha, the Creator could be Buddha. You get what I'm saying? The Creator could become whatever figure is needed to be seen. But it was just an vastly amazing experience for me. And at age 12, you would have thought that I would have seen a person, but that is not the experience I had. And I was raised to expect to see a person. That wasn't even in my mindset. Yeah, exactly, Arsene, what people can relate to. But you see, the experience I had I could have related to a person, a man, but that is not what I got. And at 12 years old, that blew my mind. So I had a lifelong process of learning. Yeah, I read the book Heaven is Real and saw the movie. Yeah. I've got a library of psychological, spiritual, angelic, like you wouldn't believe now. Thank you so much, Virginia Woolf. As I grew up, I felt like I had to hit scientific, religious, spiritual, everything. I thought it was good, Renee. Is that the one where the little boy fell out of the tree? I'm thinking Heaven is for Real. Or is that another one? I'm thinking about Heaven is for Real, where that the little boy. Are you talking about Eben Alexander? Proof of Heaven. Oh, you need to look at the one Proof of Heaven by Eben Alexander. Oh, yeah. Check out Proof of Heaven if you get a chance. I think he's written a second one by now. He was a neurosurgeon. Let's see if I can read the thing to you. Because doctors wanted to do more after he came back. A neurosurgeon's journey into the afterlife. Thousands of people had near death experiences, but scientists have argued that they're impossible. Dr. Eben Alexander was one of those scientists. A highly trained neurosurgeon, Alexander knew the NDEs feel real but are simply fantasies produced by brains under extreme stress. Then, Dr. Alexander's own brain was attacked by a rare illness, the part of the brain that controls thought and emotion, and in essence makes us human, shut down completely. For 7 days, he lay in a coma. Then, as his doctors considered stopping treatment, Alexander's eyes popped open. He had come back. He had a near death experience as the part of the brain that controls all the things that make us human had shut down and was killing him. So, what he thought was impossible was actually possible. So, it was very cool. That was one of the first books I read, Marie. I think. Maybe not. Thank you, Virginia Woolf. I can't, you know what? I would be in trouble if I had the money. I had started the first year of my Ph.D. I would go back and finish that sucker. I sure would, because I love school. I love school, and I was trying to finish so I would be doctor. I sure was. I have a problem. I love school. I love learning. I mean, I have continued to learn the whole time I've been out. My daughter's like, "Why do you do that?" I said, "This is a problem. I like to learn." But yes, the world, we're in Earth school right now. And even people that don't tangibly sit there and learn, we are learning from our experiences all the time. By our mistakes, by our interactions. And that's why we come here. And people learn by, if you make a mistake in something you do, and all of a sudden you discover something, and it creates something better on Earth. Colton had a ruptured appendix, not sure of spelling, was the little boy who died and went to heaven, saw his grandfather and family. And didn't he say something about he had a little sister that didn't make it to his mom? Yeah, I think I saw that movie. It was good. See, that's another thing. We need to talk about grief more. We need to talk about that stuff more. And sometimes when you talk about the afterlife, or that you've seen the afterlife, or that you've had those experiences, sometimes church people will judge you for that too, and think that you're evil or something. You just can't win. You just can't win. And then after that experience, it made me able to connect with people on the other side. And I got judged by that too. So I was a little girl that had to hide who I was. I had to hide who I was. And let me tell you, that's rough. It is rough. You know too much about people, you know when they're not being genuine, and then when you can connect with people on the other side, you have to figure a lot more out about yourself than puberty. Yes, you do. And then when I started dating people, when I started dating boys, the minute that I figured out they were just after one thing, I'd break up with them because I could sense it. I could sense it and I could know it. And I'd break up with them. And my dad would say at the dinner table, "What's the matter, Dana? Did they try to do something?" And he'd start laughing because I would break up with them because I'd sense it and I know it. And I wasn't having any of that. I wasn't going to be used by somebody. Thank you, Renee Ron. You just have to be careful because you don't want to be a sideshow either. You don't want to be a sideshow. So that's why I cherry pick. I don't make a business out of it. You won't see me put up you won't see me put up a website. I have to protect my energy. So you understand what I'm saying. I genuinely, from my heart, want to help people. But anyway, on that note, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm grateful that I get to share all of this with people that I love and I appreciate and I respect. And I hope that I have been able to expand some light out there. If anybody's watching this, if you have a story to share, please do. Please do. Or if you have a story to share and you want to come up and share it on the channel, please, would love to have you. Please share your comments under the channel below. I always answer. I'm going to try to see if I can get more people that have had near-death experiences to come on the channel. I always love to hear people's feedback, your stories, your comments, any topics you'd like to hear. Please write me, DM me, put it in the comment section, whatever. I love and genuinely appreciate you all, and those in the bushes too. Please like and subscribe. It is a free way to support the channel. It helps get us in the algorithm. It means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. It helps the channel grow. We need to grow. And I just can't tell you how important all of you are to me. I really mean it. And I shall see everybody on Wednesday. Thank you all so very much. And thank you for coming to Dear Dana. I shall see you all next time. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you so much, Debbie Coakley. And it's time for me to go get some food. I never eat before show. I'm afraid my stomach will get upset or make weird noises or something. Thank you so much, Virginia Wolf. You are so precious. And Renee Rod and Debbie Coakley and Willow and Shelley. Oh, Mama, it's Marie Crumb. Oh, I'm getting real southern now. Arseny Pesikov, Virginia Wolf, Debbie Coakley. Anybody I'm missing? It's going blank on me. It's getting all shady. Oh, and please, I found out Unapologetically Romel has a channel. Please go by and subscribe to him. I'm sorry I did not say it when he was here, but Unapologetically Romel has his own channel. Please go by, subscribe, and help him grow. I support new creators. I told him I would do it. I didn't do it when he was here, but I'm doing it now. Love you all. Please subscribe and like this channel. I'll see everybody on Wednesday. Thanks, Renee. Take it easy. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. That is the truth. Bye, everybody. Until next, here we go. Dun, dun, dun.